some of the ones that stand out this morning?
Well, yes, Evan, I've been taking a specific look on social media at Amy Pistorius' Twitter account, his brother Carl's Twitter account, and then obviously we know that Oscar has not been active on social media for more than 400 days now. He's keeping a very low profile. But we can take a look at what Amy tweeted actually this morning, Evan. Evan, let me just bring this to your attention that when you are a public figure, you do verify your Twitter account, and this means it will have a blue tick next to your name.
Yeah.
We do see Amy Pistorius as a public figure because of the story, but this is not a verified account. I did, however, go back into her timeline, and in the past she did tweet pictures of herself. So we are saying that this tweet is coming from the Amy Pistorius account this morning. That's why we do assume that this is her Twitter account. But
what is he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield. And what is that?
Well,
and comfort. Is it comfort?
Yes,
okay, comfort.
That is a song, Evan.
Psalm 91 verse 4. That's from A.B. Joy Pistorius. Thank you, Lord, for your faithfulness, grace, and love. She says,
tweeted this morning just after 6 o'clock, Evan. So we can assume that this links to the case being in the Supreme Court of Appeal this morning. Then we also have the last tweet that Carl sent. That was a few days ago in October. He just sent a shout out to every single person that has tweeted me over the last 12 months. I don't say enough, but thanks for being awesome. And we also see Amy, she's taken to Twitter in the past, thanking for people on Twitter for the support that they have received throughout this entire court case, throughout the entire story. Then, Eben, we looked at this the last time. This was the last tweet that Oscar has sent on his official, and there we see the verified Oscar Pistorius Twitter account.
This was a quote from Arthur Ashe, of course, the famous African-American tennis player, Grand Slam winner. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. That was the last tweet, and what is it, a year and a half ago about?
More than 400 days ago, Eben. So, of course, before the time that he was sent to prison. These are other tweets coming in this morning using the hashtag Oscar Pistorius, just people's opinion this morning. Some believe, like the ANC Women's League we saw earlier, that justice will only be done if the state's case today is successful. But of course, Eben, since the news broke that Oscar shot and killed Reeva Steenkamp, there have been various groups of support that have launched, and through all across social media platforms. We've seen Facebook pages, we've seen blogs popping up that are regularly updated. So the one I think that has been updated the most regularly is the support for Oscar pages, that people really share their messages of support.
Yeah, thank you, Anine, for that update. Now we'll get back to Anine shortly to have a look at some of these support pages for Oscar. But Dino Tserkezis is still, I thought he was going to stay here for the entire hour with us, Alvis, but it seems as if you want to say goodbye to him, no?
Well, not entirely, Eben. Dino's still discussing with us. We're going to break it down even further. Let's start right here. There is the question of dolus eventualis and how laymen would interpret it. Please break that down for us.
Elvis, it's confusing, but it's also simple at the same time, and that's law. Dolus eventualis, let's put it in a practical example. Mm-hmm. If you sometimes speed while you're driving, let's assume. You're doing 70 kilometers in a 60 zone and a child runs across the road, you hit the child, you kill the child. I think we can all safely agree that you had no intent to kill the child. So there's no murder, let's say. I think on those facts we can safely say no murder conviction, but you were negligent, so there's a culpable homicide conviction. But let's change the facts somewhat. Let's say, now for laymen, let's try and understand this. You're driving next to a school. Speed limit is 40. You're doing 65. Child runs out, you hit the child is dead. Do you, as a reasonable person, foresee driving at 65 next to a school? Do you foresee the possibility that you'll hit a child? Yes or no? And I think we'll agree in those facts.
Will be
answers yes. And based on your assessment and your foreseeability, you appreciate that and you persist with driving 65 and you hit the child. That's dolus eventualis. You can appreciate the consequences of your action, you reconcile yourself to that, and you carry on. That's dolus eventualis, and that's intention.
We'll talk some more about that with Dino Tserkezis here in studio with us, attorney and legal expert. Let's now go back to Eben to find out what's happening.